Good morning to all of you out there, either here in our sanctuary or in cyberspace, cyberland. My name is John Lehman, and I'm one of the board members for Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia. And I want to welcome you all here. And we're going to have 15 minutes of meditation. We're going to start off with that. And then at 10:15, we're going to come back and have a meet and greet. But for the next 15 minutes, Chase is going to play some beautiful meditative music. So please enjoy it, and I'll see you at 10:15. Okay. Okay. Welcome back. There I am. Okay. I wasn't sure. I saw this little dog up there for a minute. Chase, thank you very much. That was wonderful. I don't know about the rest of you, but I was in this meditative state with Chase's beautiful music that I just kind of wanted to stay there. And my wife and a friend were on the front row here, and they were whispering, "John, John." I think they thought I was going to fall asleep and not come for the rest of the service. But welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Visalia. I'm, again, John Lehman, one of the board members here. And this is our meet and greet time. So those of you who are here, you can get up and walk around and meet and greet people. And if you're out there in Cyberland, you can do whatever you need to do to get ready for the service, popcorn, coffee, whatever. Milkshake sounds pretty good, actually. So anyway, so we'll be back at, I'll be back at 10:35. Yeah.
About it, and you should want to help.
Well, good morning. Welcome, those of you who've been wandering around meeting and greeting, welcome back. And if everyone could find their place, we're going to start our service. There's there was a slight adjustment to the sequence here this morning, and it delights me that I have the special treat of announcing our band is going to be playing some wonderful music for you. Usually they just start playing and I come up and you guys get to see me and I say welcome, but this is really great. So you're really going to enjoy them this morning. So.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party inviting everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you like, I'll surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will be this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And when we both get older, with the walking canes and hair of gray, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear. And I'll stand real close and say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. I just want to thank you about a friend. Want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. And when we lie and float away into the night, the Milky Way, you'll hear me call as we ascend. I'll see you there. Then once again, thank you for being a friend. Hey, just when you're being a friend, I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. People, let me tell you about a friend. Want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. All right.
Okay, wasn't that great? We have some announcements, and Donna's going to do those, and she's coming down the stairs right now. So if she can get down without tripping, well. Okay, thank you, Donna.
Pictures from this photo shoot we had on Thursday night. Okay, I'm waiting. There we go. That's Shay. So we're doing a story in the Times Delta about Shay's wonderful show here and our Black History event that we're having on First Friday, where she will be African dancing. We're going to have some drumming. We're going to sing a little bit, right ho. And then she's going to be doing some other neat things. So we got a photographer out, and you know, I don't know if you've been to shoots. I've been to lots of shoots. They take forever. We're going to use 1 or 2 pictures, and they shoot 4,000. So first, the photographer put her in front of the black that we use the black tablecloths that we use to cover up the band. Didn't like that. Then he put her against the white wall. Didn't like that. I don't know. Then he put her against this wall, and
really
he kept telling her, okay, tilt this way, do this way, hold this picture. And Shay just kept smiling at him. She was the perfect model. Wrong way. Then the next thing we had her do was, no, the other way. There we go, African dancing. So her grandma taught her to African dance when she was little, and so she and Dawn are going to do some African dancing at this event. And so we got some pictures of that. She's pretty good at holding her leg up like that. And then she's also going to show and talk about waist beads. Waist, like your waist. And this is apparently a real tradition and sacred tradition in several cultures. And these are some that she's done, and she's going to show the beads and sort of explain what they mean for people. So it's going to be a really interesting thing. It was an hour-and-a-half session that we sat here and watched all that, which was fine because it was very interesting. So put on your calendar, First Friday, February 3rd, a couple Fridays from now. The show is from 5 to 8 as always. They'll come on at 6:30, so be here by 6:30. Okay, today we're going to meet fundraising to fundraise and to have fun events. Gwen told us, she's in charge of the committee, that we made our goal, or pretty close to our goal, of $10,000 last year. That's a really important part of our budget. So we have to do it again this year, so we're starting again. So any of you who have ideas or want to help, just come to the meeting. It won't take that long after service, and maybe you have great ideas or can be helpers in that. And maybe you remember this jewelry drawing that we talked about before Christmas? So we're going to have the drawing at First Friday, February 3rd. We're hoping that each of those is I don't know, they say it's each worth $200. So I was hoping that we'd at least get $300 worth in donations. So far, we've gotten a little over 200. So I'm hoping some of you who might really want one of these will buy a few more tickets. I'm hoping we'll sell some more at First Friday, and then we'll have the drawing that night. You don't have to be there to get it, but that's when we'll do the drawing. So more tickets sold. Lynn, you can sell more tickets today. You're a good salesperson. Okay, and now I am going to turn it over to Reverend Nan to talk about the upcoming class.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I just love being with you on Sunday. That's all I can say about it. Today, it's my opportunity to talk about the class that's coming up on January 25th. That's Wednesday. Don't have much more time to sign up for it. It's going to be a very interesting class. We are going to do it on Zoom. And you can see Janice after the service today to check in with her about the details on it. And also, you can give me an email or shoot me a text if you can't get with Janice. If you're out in virtual land, call me directly, email me, revnan@cslvisalia.org. You got my phone number. It's all good. You can find me any way that you want to. So, moving on from the class, it's time for our inclusivity quote. Now, our inclusivity team meets every week on Monday, and we meet at 1 in the afternoon. And so I always have to stop and think because we were meeting at 2, now we meet at 1 your time. So we have someone on our team who always picks out a quote for the week. And so this week I picked the quote. It was my turn. we're talking about gratitude this week. And we, as inclusivity team members, focus on diversity, but we also focus on inclusivity. And this quote may not seem like an inclusive quote until you get to the end of it. So think about it. Gratitude can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, and a stranger into a friend. So I believe that that's what we're talking about when we're talking about inclusivity. We can be grateful that we have the opportunity to be with others, to get to know people that we don't know, and really reach out and have a spiritual connection to people that we wouldn't or that otherwise have. So I encourage all of you to consider that. And now I'm going to turn this over to Janice for our affirmation and our opening treatment. Janice?
Thank you, Reverend Ann. It's great to see all of you here today, and I am envisioning all of you that are in Cyberland, that you are all there, you are hanging on our every word, you are listening to the beautiful music. So thank you for being here too. We welcome you also. Don't think that just because you are online that you're not here, because you are. So that's my part of the inclusivity quote here. Anyway, here is our quote for today. I am grateful for the abundance that is already mine to share. Please repeat that with me. I am grateful for the abundance that is already mine to share. I will go into prayer and thinking of that quote. So if you'll just settle in, soften your focus, close your eyes, whatever makes you comfortable. When I think of all of the abundance that is around me, all the abundance, the beauty of nature, the beauty of smiling faces, the beauty of little children, dogs, cats, all of the incredible variety of animals that are in our world, I know that when I am aware of my gratitude, that my life is so, so much better. And I know what is true for me is true for every person. That when we recognize all that we have, we know that it is truly a blessing that comes from Spirit, and it is always available to us. And I know that our service today brings joy, brings peace to every person who is here or hearing it. Knowing that this is true, I am so, so grateful. Knowing that each of us can share our abundance and our gratitude with all of Spirit's creatures. I release my word to the law of mind, knowing that it is already so, it has been heard, and we say together, and so it is. And before I leave, I just want to mention something about the class. It is going to be online, and I think that, in fact, I brought a copy of the book and also a copy of the student guide that you might be interested in, because I wasn't really interested until I saw the student guide, and I thought, this is really cool. And it's going to be very experiential. There's not much reading in it. We won't read the entire book. It will just be parts that are selected. So anyway, I hope that more of you will join in the class, and hope to see you then. Thank you.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Let's sing that together. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Well, that was just beautiful. Thank you, Hope. Thank you for that song. You know, it's my favorite gratitude song, and you all did it so well. I hope all of you sang along down there. Someday I'm going to be able to hear all of that. Right now, I hear the band, and a big thank you to Hope, to Chase Sanborn for covering on the piano today, for Phil, our bass player, and for our fabulous drummer, Joe Lazama. It's great to have all of you there making this most beautiful music that you do. Well, good morning again to everybody. And I am Reverend Nan Bankston. I'm the Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader, virtual as it may be, for the Center, in case this is your first time here and the first time seeing me. I'm very grateful to all of our folks in the sanctuary for being there today, and our virtual friends and family, wherever you may be. You know, this is the 4th week in January, and I don't know where time goes. There's an old Latin phrase, tempus fugit, time flies, and it really does seem to apply. Do you feel like time is moving faster or slower? Some days I can't tell because it seems like it can go either way. But here's a little tidbit about time for today that I have for you. The closer scientists look at the concept of time, the more it seems to fall apart. Time ticks by differently at sea level than it does on a mountaintop. Now that explains why my vacations by the seashore were always so short, I think. The universe's expansion slows the passing of time. And there are periods of the universe's existence where time gets twisted beyond recognition. In fact, so much so that some scientists think time might not even be real. Imagine that, huh? And it might be that Deepak Chopra's comment about time is most useful to us in this situation. He writes in the 7 spiritual laws of success, the past, present, and future are all properties of consciousness. The past is recollection. The future is anticipation. The present is awareness. Therefore, time is the movement of thought. Both past and future are born in the imagination. Only the present, which is awareness, is real and eternal. Now, the one thing that I know that is real and eternal is the divine spark of spirit that exists within each of us. That infinite creative source designed us to live out loud, which happens to be our annual theme. And our theme for the month is Root and Reboot, so we are considering some of the basics of science of mind. This week, we're going to explore one of our most powerful spiritual practices, gratitude, what we just sang about. So my talk title is Living Gratitude Out Loud. Now, gratitude is defined in our Science of Mind text glossary as the practice of the realization that all good has already been provided. Gratitude is more than a resultant emotion. It is a causative energy which reveals the ever-present abundance of the universe. Dr. Holmes notes further on page 636 of the Science of Mind text. Recognition, unification, and realization are the 3 steps in prayer or treatment. When we speak the words of thanksgiving to God within, there is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity, and realization. Appreciation, gratitude, and thanksgiving, the motive power which attracts and magnifies the hidden potentialities of life. You know, I just love that idea. Motive power attracting and magnifying hidden potentialities of life. What do you suppose that could mean in your life? A very expansive thought, I think, as we choose to live out loud. And we are fully equipped for this with our prayer practice also. Spiritual mind treatment is what we call our form of affirmative prayer, and gratitude or thanksgiving is a key element in it. And it's a funny thing about how we may approach gratitude, which is really an expression of the highest vibration of love. Gratitude is like breathing. If you hold your breath, you aren't supporting all the functions in your physical body very well. Gratitude, as love in action, is meant to be free-flowing. But sometimes we just don't know how to express gratitude, or we put expectations on it. We're grateful if certain things happen and can be a little picky or critical when what we expect isn't what manifests. For example, a grandma and her grandson went to the beach, and the little fellow was playing in the water, and Grandma was standing on the shore when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a huge wave appeared, crashed onto the spot where the little boy had been waiting. The water receded, and the boy was no longer there. He had been swept away. Now the grandma quickly utilized our crisis reminder of stop, drop, and pray when things get tough. So she dropped to her knees and began a spiritual mind treatment, and quickly she created a mental equivalent of her grandson playing on the beach. She released all worry of his absence and fully accepted that he had been returned to her. She expressed her gratitude at his safe return and concluded her prayer by saying, "And so it is." And suddenly, a voice boomed from the sky, "All right already." And a moment later, another huge wave appeared out of nowhere and crashed on the beach. And as the water receded, Grandma saw the little guy was standing there. He was smiling and splashing around as if nothing had ever happened. And the voice boomed again from the sky, asking, "There, are you satisfied?" Grandma waited just a moment, hesitated, and responded, "He had a hat, you know." Well, how picky can we be, huh? Even with humor, though, we do know there's no power or voice in the sky with which we barter or plead as we may have been taught in other religions. There can be a lot of beliefs and emotions caught up in gratitude. We may feel we aren't being grateful enough, or we may have judgment about other people's level of gratitude. And it may be hard to create an overall feeling of gratitude in our daily lives, especially when things seem hard and challenging. And that's when it's helpful to consider what Diane Harmony notes in her book, 5 Gifts for an Abundant Life. She writes, "Gratitude is a distiller of emotions. When you give thanks, you are purifying your emotional response to life by focusing on love and leaving fear, doubt, worry, shame, and blame behind." What a great recipe, leaving all those things in the rearview mirror. Goodness. In our affirmative prayer, we recognize there's only one creative presence, that we're always unified with that, always united and one with it, and that our mental equivalent is an idea that is really a spiritual prototype in divine mind, and it's already perfect and ready for physical manifestation. We declare our confidence in this realization, as important as the third step of our treatment is, we have even greater benefit when we move into the fourth step and express our gratitude. So why do we express gratitude for something that has not yet manifested in our physical experience? Well, because we have faith that what we have called into being is already underway in the one mind. This level of gratitude is deep, profound, and builds our consciousness. It's one thing to declare the truth with conviction. It's quite another to give thanks for something that hasn't yet manifested. In fact, Emmett Fox suggests, giving thanks before the actual manifestation occurs is the royal road to manifestation, because we are not only confirming our faith, but we are acknowledging the receipt of good from the giver of all perfect gifts. I'm reminded of the story in the Christian Testament about the man known as Jesus, who performed various seeming miracles without even so much as a hesitation or a blink of the eye. And I have no idea if the story is true, but the message is valuable. The feeding of the 5,000 is also known as the miracle of the 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And the Gospel of John reports that Jesus used 5 loaves and 2 fishes supplied by a boy to feed a multitude. Now, according to Matthew's Gospel, when Jesus heard that John the Baptist had been killed, he withdrew by boat privately to a solitary place where he could grieve the loss. But the crowds followed Jesus on foot from the towns, and when he landed and saw a large crowd, he had compassion for them and healed their sick. As evening approached, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a remote place, and it's already getting late. We need to send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy themselves some food." And he said, nope, they didn't need to go away. The disciples were to give them something to eat. And they said that they only had 5 loaves and 2 fishes that a little boy had brought them. So Jesus asked for those to be brought to him. He directed for people to sit down in groups on the grass, and he gave instructions for the groups to be 50, and the accounts indicate there were 100 groups of 50 men or more. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes and looking up to heaven beyond the ordinary world of conditions, he gave thanks and broke each of those items into pieces. Then he gave them to the disciples, and the disciples passed them out among the people, and everyone ate until they were satisfied. And the disciples picked up 12 baskets full of broken pieces that were left over. The number of those who ate was about 5,000 men, besides women and children. And there were leftovers. Now, that's a demonstration of abundance in my mind. You see, that man knew that he was inseparably unified with the source and supply of all things. He expected only the good, as Dr. Holmes said. His consciousness was so grounded in the unity of spirit, in that oneness, that he just went about the business of providing the food without a second thought that it seemed inadequate. Lack and limitation didn't exist in his thoughts, beliefs, or consciousness. He only knew and understood the sheer abundance of spirit. That's the same default setting that we can understand and cultivate about gratitude that Catherine Ponder speaks of in How to Live a Prosperous Life. Now, if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. Catherine Ponder, How to Live a Prosperous Life. She writes, "The secret of harvesting our good is not to wait for joy or for good to come before we give thanks. If we wait for things to happen before we praise and give thanks, we might wait indefinitely. And we can find reasons or explanations for not understanding how or why to be grateful, especially when things don't work out time after time the way we would like. So we stall out, and we don't quite understand that engaging in gratitude is easiest when we remember the old Nike slogan of just do it. There are hundreds of books on gratitude, and gratitude journals abound. In fact, our bookstore has some outstanding volumes on gratitude written by a colleague of mine in Oregon, Deborah Perdue. They've been there a while, and you might want to consider taking a look at some of them. Gratitude practice is easy to begin, and we're going to venture into some simple gratitude right now, so buckle your seatbelts. For just this moment in time, I invite you to take a soft focus on anything in the room you're in, or close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. And think about this morning. Just think about this morning before you came to the center, or prepared for the service, wherever you may be. And just reflect on something you heard or saw that made you smile. Now, if you didn't have any smiles this morning, just think about the last time you smiled. Feels good, doesn't it? And now, while you are thinking smile, and feeling smile, just give thanks for that smile. Appreciate that your muscles respond to that neurological request to smile. And while you're at it, marinating in gratitude for your smiles, give thanks for all the smiles to come into your life after today. You know, there's no lack or limitation in the smile department. We can create them endlessly. And that same simple thing can happen every day when you think about anything in your life. It can be the fact that somebody smiled at you. And too often we think that gratitude and appreciation should be about big things. You know, all things, great and small, matter with gratitude. Personally, I'm particularly grateful for clean, hot water in my life. It's one of the things I give thanks for every morning in the shower. My whole day starts with a clean, washed, renewed energy, brand new. And I give thanks for the gift of life every day before I even get out of bed. We can find so many things for which to be grateful in our lives when we are aware of what we're telling ourselves. And what about in the receiving mode from others? If someone offers a compliment, do we feel comfortable simply saying thank you instead of downplaying it with a response of, oh, it was nothing? That's an interesting message to be putting out to the universe, huh? Not very gracious in that scenario. You know, Jack Kornfield writes in The Art of Forgiveness, Loving Kindness and Peace, these beautiful words that I love. Gratitude is a gracious acknowledgement of all that sustains us, a bow to our blessings, an appreciation of the moments of good fortune that sustain our life every day. Gratitude is confidence in life itself. In it, we feel how the same force that pushes grass through cracks in the sidewalk invigorates our own life. Gratitude gladdens the heart, and gratitude receives in wonder the care that supports every single life. As gratitude grows, it gives rise to joy. We experience the courage to rejoice in our own good fortune and in the good fortune of others. You know, once we begin our gratitude practice and embody that love energy, it's very interesting to observe that once we notice all the things for which we are grateful, we don't really notice all that we thought we once lacked. So this week, I invite each of us to make gratitude a part of our daily spiritual practice, not just for 5 minutes and then forget about it, but rather let's start living our gratitude out loud all throughout the day. Let's take a page from Sanchita Pandey, who is an Indian singer and lyricist, and enjoy life one moment at a time. He writes, "Your life is like many moments strewn together, just like jewels in a garland. Live one moment at a time in love, truth, and gratitude, and your life will become like a never-ending festival." Well, I can tell you, I am all in for the never-ending festival and living gratitude out loud. Join me, and let's see how our collective consciousness impacts our world. And I can't think of a better life experiment than loving out loud. And as I always say, love always prevails. And I am eternally grateful for that. And so it is. And now, I'd just like to offer a prayer of thanksgiving, knowing that there is that one power, one presence, that one love, that one infinite source of all that is. I am so grateful to know that I am one with it always. I am so grateful to know that every creation is one with that source always. I know that that love flows freely through all lives, mine and everyone else's, here in the sound of my voice and beyond. And I know that every individual, all creation is infinitely supported. And for this, I am so grateful. I am grateful for all the beings whose lights shine so brightly and guide and direct others as they move through times of trouble. I am grateful for the service workers, for the folks who are the first responders, for the people who help others who are in need after disastrous floods, famines, all of the things that we see around the world. For I know that good always prevails. I know that love always prevails. And I am so grateful for that power and presence that is ours to use for good. And as we live life out loud in gratitude, I simply give thanks. I give thanks for all the good. And I pronounce this good. I release my word. And I let it be in the law of mind that always says, yes, my beloveds, yes. And so it is. And now, speaking of feeling good, we've got some special music, and I can't wait. Miss Hope, take it away with the fellas.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, You know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, this is what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Sin of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. No, 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 no. Oh, ah, oh, I'm feeling good. Said I'm feeling good. Oh, said I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Now, if that didn't give you something to give some gratitude for and appreciation, I don't know what would. Thank you, Miss Hope. That was beautiful. Fellas, that was a wonderful arrangement. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we are so blessed, and I'm so grateful for the music that we have here every Sunday. You know, there's a lot of centers that do not have that, and we are blessed. So I'm grateful. Now, it's time for us to have our conscious given affirmation. And this is a time when we get to celebrate our abundance and give thanks for it. So I think that you should have a slide coming up. And now, if you want to read after me, I am grateful for the divine flow of abundance that I share with all. Go ahead and let's say that one again. And I want to tell you, we'll keep that slide up for just a minute. Let's do it together again. I am grateful for the divine flow of abundance that I share with all. Now, you know, it is that divine flow of abundance that comes through each and every one of you. So take that gift, bless it. And as the ushers begin to collect the gifts, I want to give thanks. And I want to talk about how your gift supports our center. Your gifts at home or in the sanctuary, however you choose to donate, you can go online at our website and donate. And you can also send a donation to the mail. On the bottom of this affirmation, you'll be able to see our address, Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia, 117 South Locust, Visalia, California. And that's 93291. And you know, those gifts keep the lights on. They pay the utilities, they keep the water flowing, they keep all of our services that are available to you, including classes and me coming to you on Sunday, our AV department, Everything that you get to experience through this service and other things that we do at the center happen because of your gifts and your generosity. These gifts are the abundant flow of the divine, and I rest assured that you give from the place of spirit that always must return. We live in a reciprocal universe, and those gifts of love must come back to the giver 100-fold or more. So right now, I want to bless these gifts. So I give thanks for these gifts of spirit. From the pure love of spirit, these gifts have been given. I give thanks. I know that they do good work in our center. They do good work in the world and our community, and this and so much more. And I am so very grateful for all who support and have supported this center through all time and beyond. And so it is. Now, time for the peace song. Y'all better get down there and make a circle if that's what you feel like, if you're new to the center. You don't have to hold hands, but it is customary, and it's okay if you don't. It's whatever you feel comfortable doing. So just make yourself at home, make that circle, and we're going to be singing the peace song here in just a second.
Now there is peace on earth, I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Beautiful song. Beautiful singers down there. I hear y'all. So, now it's time for our benediction. For those of you who have done it before, if you're in the mood, you can do it with me. So, we're going to start right now. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me.
It is
right
this thing
now.
called life.
It is this thing called life.
Now, life is in my mind. And life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
And it's in the body of my affairs.
And it's in the body of my affairs.
I think it,
I think it,
and I feel it.
and I feel it.
And I love it.
And I love it.
And together we can say, thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
All right, everybody. I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I look forward to it. Have a good week. Don't forget to be grateful for every breath you take. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.